were you all waiting for to start attacking life? Waiting for the fucking stars to align? Back when I was growing up, the song came out. All I need is a miracle. Well, guess what? That miracle ain't coming. There is no perfect time to start. You gotta start now with changing your life. We're all being tested in life. And guess what? This is one test you can't cheat on.
You heard the man. What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the stars to align for you to take action? There is no perfect time to start. You start now. Hello everyone, my name is Ruben Cabrera and today I will be sharing with you what I have learned from watching episode 9 of Michael Jordan's documentary, The Last Dance. I have just shared with you a video from David Goggins on YouTube. If you do not know who David Goggins is, he is a past Navy SEAL and has won multiple world records, or has broken multiple world records in his life. I highly recommend you watch him if you are interested in what he has to offer. But that was not Michael Jordan, that was David Goggins. But why am I sharing David Goggins in Michael Jordan's video? Because it relates to what I have learned from watching this episode 9 of The Last Dance. The topic is that it doesn't matter how you feel, you have to show up. And that's what I have learned from watching this episode. I will be sharing with you an example from the movie. It is June 10 of 1997, before Game 5 of the Bulls versus Utah. Michael Jordan is at a hotel at the Marriott. It's around 10 to 10:30 p.m. and he gets hungry. So his friends order a pizza for him. But they feel odd about the pizza. Why? Because usually when someone orders pizza, there's only one person that delivers it. But in his occasion, it was 5 people. 5 people delivered that pizza. So it gave them a bad energy, a bad vibe. It made them feel uncomfortable. Michael Jordan still ate the pizza, the whole pizza. I do not know why he didn't share it with his friends. Maybe his friends didn't want any. But his friends say that they felt like a bad vibe. They felt uncomfortable about it. And they were right. Around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning, Michael Jordan is throwing up all over the place. Or he's throwing up, and he calls his friends to call the doctor. And everyone starts to feel worried now because Michael's supposed to face Utah the upcoming day, or exactly that same day, because it's already 3:30 a.m. And according to Michael and his friends in the episode, Michael doesn't get no rest. He doesn't show up for practice. He's throwing up. And he's been in bed all day. And everyone is asking him, are you going to play? His mom calls him like, you should stay. Are you sure you want to go out there and play? Even Phil, his coach at that time, asked him, are you sure you're able to play? And he says, I have to. And eventually, Michael Jordan plays that game and they end up winning that game. So what have we learned? We have learned that it doesn't... What have we learned? What I have learned is that at times you may feel like you don't feel comfortable, or you feel like you are not ready for this task, for this mission, or this goal that you have set for yourself, or like things aren't going your way. But sometimes it doesn't matter how you feel. Well, maybe it does. Everyone has their own limitations that they set on their minds or standards. But in this example, Michael didn't feel good. He wasn't feeling 10 out of 10, and he still showed up. So what have we learned? What I have learned is that sometimes it doesn't matter how we feel, we still have to show up. Like David Goggins said, are you waiting for the stars to align to attack? Are you waiting for a miracle? That miracle will not show up. The time to act is now. I will not be sharing with you the dialogue from the episode so you can hear the expression, so you can better understand the expressions that his friends and the people around him were sharing with us in the episode, so you can better understand the feeling behind it and get a better understanding. So here we go. Michael Jordan. I have it written down because it is a lot. Before Game 5 in Utah, I'm at the Marriott. So it was George, myself, Tim, and I think a couple of security guys. George Kohler, if I pronounce his last name right, is one of his friends. The night before the game, we're all in Michael's room hanging out. MJ. But it's like 10 it's like 10:30 at night. I'm hungry. Tim Grover, his personal trainer at that time. No room service. Michael gets hungry. So we're calling all these different places. George and I are looking around. We find one pizza place open. One. George. So he ordered a pizza, and when the pizza came, there was 4 or 5 guys outside the door. Tim. 5 guys delivering one pizza. George. You know, it's very rare you get 5 delivery guys from the pizza place to bring you your pizza. Tim. And they're all trying to look in, and everybody knew it's Mike. So I take the pizza, I pay them, and I put the pizza down. And I said, I got a bad feeling about this. MJ. I ate the pizza all by myself. Nobody else ate the pizza. I wake up about 2:30 throwing up left and right. Tim. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I get a call in my room. Hey man, come to my room right now. Alright. I get into him. He's literally curled up in a ball, shaking. He goes, man, find the team doc now. MJ. So really, it wasn't the flu game. It was food poisoning. And now we have Dolores Jordan, his mom. Oh my heavens. I was in the room in Utah, and I went over and he says, oh, I'm so sick. I said, how are you gonna play tonight? Mom, I have to play, and I'm thinking you should not. And I'm thinking you should not play. His mom is thinking you should not play. But when we went to the stadium, there he was. MJ. I stayed in bed all day, couldn't eat anything, couldn't hold nothing down. And now we have his friend at the time and teammate, Wennington. He had an IV hooked up to him and he was chalky white. Didn't look good. And I was like, oh boy, we're in trouble. MJ. Phil comes in. What do you think? I said, I'm gonna try this. It's game 5. If anything, I can be a decoy. So, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna play. Wennington. He'd be out there on the floor playing. A whistle would blow for a timeout. And you could see it was like the life just went out of his body inside. And then we have, I believe his name is, let's see, Aldridge. I believe it was Aldridge. He's the guy with the blue coat. In the documentary, you will see him often. I apologize if it is not him, but it's the guy with the blue coat. Every time out, he was just like gassed. Now we have Pippen, his former teammate, his teammate at the time. He was in pretty bad shape, but you know, a lot of times when you're sick, you're able to find something deep down inside that you didn't know was there. And I think it was just one of those games where he wanted to win so badly that, you know, he stayed with it. Wennington. After that time out, when that whistle blew, somehow, somewhere, he got up and played. Aldridge. He's like the Terminator. He went somewhere, he found a switch. At the end of the game, he started rising up and making shots and carrying that team. Pippen. He had shown that no matter how sick he was, he's still the best player in the world. Jordan. My innate personality is to win at all costs. If I have to do it myself, I'm gonna do it. So what did you guys think? It was pretty powerful, right? All these opinions of other people, the way they describe the story. Michael Jordan sharing with him the experience he had. Pippen describing how he saw Jordan, all his teammates describing him, and Michael Jordan still showing up. And even though he wasn't feeling great at all, he still goes out there to perform, and they win the game. And I will repeat the last quote from Michael Jordan because I feel like it is really powerful. My innate personality is to win at all costs. If I had to do it myself, I'm gonna do it. So I just want to give it a little pause here so you can process what I just said. My innate personality is to win at all costs. So what do you guys make of that? Of that mindset, of that belief, or looking at things, at life that way? Or for you to approach whatever game you're in, to approach it to win, that you should play to win at all costs. The example given to us is that he didn't feel good. Things weren't supporting him. Like, that day was not for him, you could say, right? Like, it's not like he woke up and he felt energetic, he felt good, it was, things were not, how do you say it? Things were not going his way. But he still showed up. So what have we learned? So we have learned is that one thing that has led to successful people is that it doesn't matter how they feel. What matters is how they show up. You get that from David Goggins in the introduction of this video. A Navy SEAL. He broke multiple world records. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I know I watched a few interviews of him where he had the flu or he didn't feel like it, when he had days of no sleep and he still showed up to play a game. And all that is tough. All that is tough. Sometimes you feel like we're not able to do those types of things, but sometimes it's like you don't know until we try them. And it's just two things that we have: the person who does this and the person who doesn't, and they both lead to two different results. So right here we're learning from an example of Michael Jordan, what he has done in the past. I'm not saying that it is right or wrong, but you have seen the type of mentality Michael Jordan has and the type of success he has built around him. Or just his character, the character of one man, and the lifestyle of one man versus someone else who might stay in bed instead of show up and play that game or go to work or go to school or read that book. So what area in your life have you decided to not show up? Or maybe it's time for you to recognize or make yourself accountable or acknowledge that if you ever face from now on a circumstance or a situation where you don't feel like showing up, maybe push forward and see what happens. Instead of laying in bed, instead of not showing up, if you had the flu, maybe go out there and still play that game, even if you don't feel at your best. Maybe you will feel good about yourself, or maybe you might get the results that you desired, even though you feel all that uncomfortableness, if that's even a word. This is what I have learned from one of his examples of this episode. I believe it's what separates people, the winners and the losers. If you consider, if you see the world as winners and losers, I feel like that's what separates them, or people who win and people who fail, or people who succeed and people who do not succeed. I feel like that's what separates these groups of people. And it's not that they're groups, it's maybe that they just are not aware of this, but now you are because you have watched this video. So next time you feel like you don't feel like it, maybe now you know that you have to take action, because that's what successful people do, your heroes do. And it is powerful. Give yourself an opportunity, a winning chance to find out. Now, I know I shared with you the dialogue or what they have said in the movie, in the documentary, but I highly recommend you to watch the documentary itself so you can feel the people describing it themselves, to feel their tone of voice, how they describe it, the body language they give, their self-expression. I'm just trying to imitate in some way, just share with you. the reading, like gave it some type of emotion or personality to it, but it's not like them who are describing it. It's the official people who are saying this out of their mouth. So just the emotion they bring, the eyes, their body language. So I highly recommend you to watch this documentary. And there's two more things that I really want to share with you that I have learned, but I feel like I took up a lot of time with this one topic. But it was great and powerful, and it is a great and powerful topic. So I'm just gonna share with you. It's really hard. Okay, watch the documentary. I'm going to share with you two things, but you have to watch the documentary because I'm not going to share with you the story that led to these lessons that I have learned. First is from Steve Kerr, one of the Bulls guard at the time. He says, "I had to fight and scrap and claw for everything I got in the NBA." And he wasn't as great, he wasn't talented as Michael Jordan, or nobody really considered him a player or whatever. So it's kind of somebody who came from the bottom and got up there, So why do I share this with you? It shows his hard work. So I had to fight and scrap and claw for everything I got in the NBA, and that was just enough to make it. So if you want to be successful, you have to fight and scrap and claw for everything, if that's what you really want. Second one is, after Michael Jordan's father died, he had a friend he trusted that was his security guys, and he sought them for guidance even before his father passed away. Before Game 7, Michael Jordan says, "At the time, I hung around with my security guys. With George, they became my entourage. I knew that the maturity that I gathered from them would help me make sound decisions. I knew that the maturity that I gathered from them would help me make sound decisions." So what is this? It's important to have people around you that are going to help you achieve your goal. It's important to be surrounded with people that are going to take you closer to your mission, people who help you. So it's like a pack of lions. They have their pride, and a pack of wolves, they have their pack. The pack of wolves. It's like a group of wolves. It's called the pack. Who's in your pride? Who's in your pack? Choose carefully. It was Napoleon Hill who said, you have to choose the individuals you hang around with as carefully as you choose what you eat and put inside your mouth. So I leave you off with that. Be careful who you hang around with. Be cautious. And are they taking you closer to your goal? Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful, helpful, share with someone that will benefit from watching this video. All I ask of you is to share the story. And remember, watch this documentary. Even if you're not into basketball, you're going to learn so much from watching somebody who was successful in his life. A team that was successful. Gracias.